Hey there, friends. Grill Father Johnny Al here, and today I am going to show you how to make an amazing homemade finishing sauce or barbecue sauce, and it's going to be low sodium. So we're going to take a break today from the smoker, and we're going to just focus on making a really good finishing sauce that I believe you'll be happy with. Hey, if this is your first time visiting the channel, we want to give you a great big Texas North welcome. Hey, Texas North Barbecue and Griddle is open. Let's go inside and make some authentic barbecue or finishing sauce.
We are live from my backyard where I am smoking these meat like a brisket. I'm making meats now. Someone asked me, do I smoke meat? That's gonna be delicious. Yeah, if I smoke meat, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
So why make your own finishing sauce? Why not just go to the grocery store and you have all kinds of choices on the shelf, bring it home, pop it open, pour it on, heat it up, and be done with it and not have to go to the trouble. Well, I use the terms homemade and authentic interchangeably. And if I'm going to go to the trouble of making a big meal, why not go the whole way and make the sauce as well? And if you think about it, it's a really good conversation piece. If you have friends or family over and they ask you what kind of sauce it is for the meal, there's a whole platform or springboard to go into a conversation to talk to them about how you made it and what ingredients you used and what was the whole process. So those are a couple of reasons why I make my own. Another reason is I think mine's a healthier version. Those products that you'll find in the store will likely have some sodium in it, some level of sodium, and a bunch of preservatives in it. My recipe here is low or no sodium. It doesn't have the preservatives in it, so it won't have as long of a shelf life in the refrigerator, but I'd rather go the healthier route. So those are some of the reasons why I do an authentic or homemade finishing sauce. So what I want to do now is introduce the ingredients that I use in my sauce, and you can use whatever ingredients you want. This is just what I use in particular. We'll get them mixed up, we'll put them on the stove and get it heated up, and we'll finish it up from there. So here are the ingredients. We'll start off with 3.5 cups of Heinz tomato ketchup. And Heinz, because there is only one kind of ketchup, and that is Heinz. A shout out to my friends in the Berg and Pittsburgh. Move on to 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1/2 cup of white vinegar, 1 cup of water, 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 3 teaspoons of 16 mesh coarse ground black pepper, because that is the only kind of pepper to use. Instead of salt, we're going with the salt substitute, the no sodium version, and this is the no salt particular brand, and we're using 2.5 teaspoons of that. And then I'm going to sprinkle in some of my all-purpose homemade rub and a few splashes of hickory liquid smoke. So let's get this in all these ingredients into a pan, get them mixed up, and then we'll get them on the stove. So let's get all these ingredients into our pan here now. And we'll start with the Heinz ketchup. Okay. 3.5 cups of that. Then we'll move on to the apple cider vinegar. 1/2 cup of that. 1/2 cup of the white vinegar. 1 cup of the water. half a cup of brown sugar. Moving on to the Worcestershire sauce, 4 tablespoons of that. Mix it around a little bit. We're putting it in. 3 teaspoons of the 16 mesh coarse ground black pepper. 2.5 teaspoons of the salt substitute. Then we will finish up with sprinkling in some of the homemade all-purpose rub. Sprinkle a little bit of that in there. No particular measurement. And finally, a few splashes of the hickory liquid smoke. All right. Now let's whisk it all together. Get everything evenly distributed. And what we're going to do then is put this on a medium heat stovetop, and we will continue to stir occasionally. We're only looking to warm it up, so you don't need to go any further than having it on for, I don't know, maybe 10-15 minutes at medium heat. Just make sure you give it a stir every few minutes. Now I let the finishing sauce cool on top of the stove for about 30 minutes before transferring it to this storage container. And you can see it makes about a little over more than a quart of finishing sauce. And I put it in this nice little container here that has a little pour spout on it, but you can store it any way you like. You can put it in glass jars or any other means, and it will be good for about 1 to 2 weeks in the refrigerator. You can vacuum seal it and freeze it, and it will be good for about 3 months in the freezer. Now, I was interested in steam canning the homemade sauce, and after all the research that I did and reaching out to some food experts at South Dakota State University and University of California, I couldn't get anyone to really give me a good sense that, yes, it was good, it was safe to steam can homemade barbecue sauce. And so I haven't gone down that route. I would have liked to, but there's just some safety issues when you're doing canning. And I'm sure that it's fine. And I know there's probably people watching that have canned their own barbecue sauce. And I'd be interested in hearing from you how that has gone for you, and if you had any issues with it or not. Could be an option if you want to can, but just be careful if you're going to go down that route. So that's it for today's episode. And I hope you will take to heart the idea of making your own homemade, authentic, low sodium finishing sauce. And again, I think it's just another way to really make your barbecue product, whatever you're making, ribs or pulled pork, whatever you're going to be using with this finishing sauce. And I call it an all-purpose finishing sauce, so you can use it on just about anything. But again, I think making an authentic homemade finishing sauce is just another tool in your toolbox for really making the whole smoking process for whatever meat you're doing, making it your own from start to finish. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by the channel today. Hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful and helpful. Would you do me a favor hitting the like and subscribe buttons, as well as sharing this video with a family member or friend. Till next time, this is Grill Father Johnny L. Take care, God bless, and smoke on.